Hi there, it's Rita, and today we're going to talk about irons. This here is one of my favorite irons that I bought about 7 years ago. Well, it was my favorite. It's not really anymore. I'm not really in love with it anymore. But I want to show you the features about this iron so that, I just want to show you the features of this iron and why I've decided I'm not in love with it anymore. So, this was the iron. As you can see, it's the Oliso Pro iron. It's an expensive iron. There's a lot of hype about Oliso irons. Probably even today, I know there is Tula Pink. She has her iron. It's really cute. It's pink. It's got flowers on it and stuff. Missouri Star has theirs, and it's I think like a green. I think they actually have multiple colors. And still, I'm not dissing the iron. Please don't think that. It's just not the iron for me anymore, and I'm not in love with it anymore like I was. It was an expensive iron for me about 7 years ago. I paid, I think it was like $230, which for me, that's expensive. Maybe for others it's not, but I was used to ironing on my $50 sort of cheapy iron from T-Fal that, I thought, you know what? This is a quality iron. It's expensive, so it must be quality, right? And all the quilters had them, all the quilters had them, and I wanted to be one of those quilters. So, bought into the hype, purchased the iron, and I mean, it does a great job. I'm not going to complain. It does a great job, but it's just not the iron for me anymore. So, I'm going to show you some of the cool features about the Oliso iron. So, the Oliso iron has this sensor here on the handle, and it was black, but the sun has faded it, and you can see it's light pink. It was actually a dark pink before. So, when you let go, you will these little See those little feet? They pop out. So when you it's because it's meant actually for this. When you put it down on your fabric and you lift it up, it lifts up from the fabric so it's not going to scorch or burn your fabric and it won't knock over as easily, which I thought was really cool and was one of the things I wanted about an iron. But then I kind of was like, yeah, I don't really know. I just felt like comfortable about that. So I just started sitting it up like a normal iron. Um, but then it sort of leaves these indents on my ironing table, which, okay, not a huge deal, but I just didn't like the little dimples. The other thing about this iron, and this is probably the thing that made me decide I'm done with this iron. The sole plate it's just a silver gray. And as you can see, it is a little dirty, not hugely dirty. It's just a little dirty and it has been cleaner. I've cleaned it many times. But the steam that comes out of here when I put the water in, it's now it was spitting brown, and I was horrified at first, and thank goodness it didn't affect me too badly, and I was able to figure it out and fix it. And I've tried to clean clean the iron so it wouldn't spit, and done a whole bunch of different things, and I Googled things, and I asked people, and it wasn't really not working anymore that way. And of course, the warranties run out after, 7 years, right? So the water tank, and you might say, well, you're not supposed to keep water in there all the time. But the point is I sew a lot, multiple times a week. And it doesn't make sense for me to empty out this water tank all the time. So I would just keep the water in there. And besides that, all my other irons that I had, I kept water in there the whole time and nothing happened. And I always do read the instruction manuals with the irons. So this one as well said tap water. Don't use any special demineralized or mineralized or whatever specific water. Literally just tap water because anything else could wreck the iron. So I'm like, perfect. Tap water it is. And that's what happened. But it's never happened with my other irons. So you can actually also turn this function on and off, which I guess I could do, but I don't know. Anyhow, so I decided that I'm going to go get myself a new iron. And I did. I got the T-Fal again. So, I mean, after 7 years, prices go up a bit. So this now costs me $75. Um, but I love it. I love it. One of the things I really love is this sole plate. Check out that sole plate. It's kind of hot right now, so I can't really touch it, but it glides. It is so smooth, like nothing is going to stick to it. It, in my opinion, even glides better than the really expensive iron here. So I really love this. This is probably the main reason why I got this T-Fal, and I had a T-Fal before, is because I liked the soleplate. This one has an extra large water tank, so that is great. I can do that. It also has it says Ultra Glide Anti Calc Plus, so I guess the calcium that can build up. It's got this cool feature right here where it's this orange little thing, and I can twist it and take it out, and it's got a little container thing that holds any calcium buildup that would potentially come. Now I've never had that happen, but it was no extra cost to have that feature, so why not, right? So yeah, so there's that. Two things with this iron that I'm not so fussy on, but can totally live with, and that is the dial. The dial here for the heat temperature is really hard to move. It takes actually two hands for me to move. But that being said, my iron is usually always on a cotton setting, so I don't have a problem with that. It's really, I'm not changing the dial to like between linen or polyester or silk or wool. It's basically always on cotton. The other thing is when I put the water in to see the level of water. Now there's a maximum here, and this is like a sort of a clear blue. It's actually hard to see. I'll have to kind of shake it and look. I wish they would have made this a little bit lighter to see the water level. But again, totally fine. Not the end of the world, not a big deal. Because if you run out of water in there, you know you won't have steam. And that's easy to tell. So those two things I can totally live with. It's never a perfect world, is there? Never a perfect world. Anyhow, so this is my new iron, and I'm going to keep this one as a backup. I'll clean the sole plate because, you never know. But yeah, so this is my new iron. I like the way it stands as well. It has a nice stand on here. And I just thought I would show you my new iron that I got. Wondering, is there anything that you ever bought because of hype, like I did for the Oliso iron? Did you buy anything out of the hype and it was kind of like, oh, you know what? Didn't really need to spend that money for that. It was just in the heat of the moment I did that. And yeah, I could have probably lived without it or just used what I prefer to use anyway. So let me know in the comments. I would really love to know, but please tell me I'm not the only one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.